Hey everyone, it's Bigfoot. Today I want to show you how I set up my duplex tent. It's a little different than what the videos that you've seen with Zpacks. They do a great job talking about how they set up theirs and doing tutorials on that. Now, I don't have the most current version of the duplex tent. They added a few features to the duplex tent back in November of 2015, and I actually bought mine in the summer of 2015. So I don't have the adjustable guy lines or the toggle that's on the doors. Now, with my way of doing this, I found this way when I was on the trail because I had to do so much adjustment on the trail to get the perfect pitch. And since I started doing it this way, I get a perfect pitch every single time. Now, with the adjustable guy lines, that definitely helps out a lot. You can try this at home if you do have the most current version of the duplex tent, and perhaps you won't have to do as much adjusting with your guy lines. Now, before I get started, I do want to talk a little bit about the stakes. On my through hike, I used the 6.5-inch Ultralight titanium stakes that they recommend at Zpacks. These do a fair job except when there's high winds. I had a couple of situations on the trail that my stakes actually came destaked. One right before Hot Springs, and it was a really crummy night. And since then, I have actually upgraded and got the carbon fiber tent stakes. I use the carbon fiber stakes for pitching the doors, and I found that the times that my ultralight stakes actually came destaked was actually from the doors. So although I have 4 of these, I think you only need 2 of them. I would recommend using those for pitching your doors. All the other stakes are probably fine with the ultralight. These are just a little bit more heavier than the ultralight stakes. I'll put the weight just below. So getting started here, let's go ahead and open up my duplex tent, and I will show you how I do this. So obviously first you want to make sure you find a flat piece of ground to stake up your tent. I'm just in my backyard here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way so you guys have a better chance of seeing this. So the first thing that I do when I pitch my tent is I stake out 2 of the sides of the tent. Doesn't matter which side, but both stakes are going to go on the same side. Now the main difference between the way I stake up my tent and what Zpacks recommends is they actually stake out all 4 corners in the very beginning. So I'm going to show you why now I do just 2. Again, I don't have the adjustable guy lines. The next thing I need are my tent poles, which are my trekking poles. What I'm going to do is now set up my pole on this side, the opposite side where I staked out my corner stakes, and I want to make sure that I pull the tent towards me so it's nice and taut. This is where I use my carbon fiber stake. Now, the next thing I do is put up my other trekking pole. Same thing, I'm going to pull it so it's nice and taut. And then I'm going to take out my other carbon fiber trekking pole. I meant carbon fiber stake. And I'm going to stake this. Now I'm going to put out and stake the remaining couple corner stakes here. And I'm going to pull this until it's completely tight and taut. Same with this side right here. And then I'll stake out the sides, my walls of my tent. Now, that's how I set up my duplex tent. Ever since I started doing it this way, I never have to do any adjustments to my corner stakes to keep the tent nice and taut. In the beginning, I tried lots of different ways, and there was so much different adjustment, it took me too long to set up my tent. Then of course, you can set up and lash your walls together here. There you have it. That is how I set up my duplex tent to get a perfect pitch every single time, taking the least amount of time to set up. Alright guys, well that does it for this episode. Thanks so much for following along. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, and remember to always follow Bigfoot.